Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee, home to the nation's longest active win streak, where Ryan Silverfield's Tigers are in the driver's seat for a college football playoff spot. Looking to stay unbeaten on the year against an upset-minded Tulsa team. You're watching ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Dr. Pepper, all part of the American Conference on ESPN. A beautiful night in Memphis, Tennessee, as we welcome you to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Perfect football weather for Tulsa and Memphis. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight alongside Rocky Boyman. I'm Jay Alter. Memphis has played themselves into a terrific position. If they win tonight, they become the first bowl-eligible team in college football, but they've got their sights set a lot higher, and that continues if they can keep winning football games, Rocky.
Yeah, they got to keep it going. By keep it going, I mean keep it going on the ground. This is the number 11 rushing attack in the country, 247 rush yards per game, and they got a two-headed Goliath in that backfield. Sutton Smith 2 weeks ago against Arkansas, 147 rush yards on the ground, always dangerous once he breaks into that second level. And then on the other side, they rotate in Greg DeWosier. Last week, Jay, 204 yards on the ground. Rumbling, stumbling, fumbling all the way in the end zone. A fantastic duo they have for Memphis.
The Doak Walker Award each week goes to the nation's top running back. Well, back-to-back weeks, it's come out of the Memphis backfield. Sutton Smith and Greg DeWosier. Very rarely you see that from two different players in the same backfield. So if you're Tulsa, Rocky, you come in big underdogs in this game. They've got a confident first-year head coach, Trey Lamb, who's not afraid to make some things happen.
Yeah, this is a roster that's still building, so Trey Lamb knows he's got to do some things, some sparkle things to make a little bit of an impact, and that means some trick plays out there. He goes into every game with a few of them, and we saw it last week. This is on the first drive, a little double pitchback flea flicker for a huge play down the field. That set up their first score. And then after that score, right away, the surprise onside kick executed beautifully. And then we see later on in the game, the little quick kick from the quarterback. So anything Trey Lamb thinks he can do to give his team an edge, he's going to pull off tonight.
You do not know what you're going to see. Tulsa trying to ruin Memphis's perfect season. A beautiful night for football. And we'll get kickoff next between the Tigers and the Golden Hurricane. Moments away from kickoff between Tulsa and Memphis, the Tigers have played themselves into a very strong position when it comes to this college football season. Let's take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Capital One. Remember, the group of 5 gets that automatic bid to the 12-team playoff. Look at that, Memphis towering over the rest of the competition. as we enter week 6 of the season.
Yeah, and this is a very deep, excellent American Football Conference, but Memphis with a big win a couple weeks ago against Arkansas. Looked dominant last week against FAU, trying to keep it going.
Memphis certainly in the driver's seat. Can't stub their toe here at home against Tulsa. The Golden Hurricane in the road white. Let that go for a touchback, and we get our first look at this Tulsa team trying to pull the upset. We showed you right before the break the trickery that their first-year head coach Trey Lamb is confident with it. Already some trickery in the quarterback room. It's the Tulsa native Kirk Francis, who hasn't played the last 3 games. He started the season as QB1, but was missing the last 3 games for the freshman Baylor Hayes. Gets another shot tonight. Throwing on first down, quick hitter, and Presley met immediately. Nothing Braylon Presley could do there. Well read by the Memphis defense.
Yeah, and for Kirk Francis, Trey Lamb told us last night in the meeting, they had kind of a competition this week in practice, and Francis just performed better.
Play action, Francis rolling to his left, throws on the run, and that pass falls incomplete. Trying to pick out his top target, Zion Booker, who leads the team with 33 receptions, and this will set up 3rd and long.
And this is exactly the scenario Tulsa did not want to get in. Get behind the sticks. Here we are already 3rd and long, 3rd and 14, and this is where Memphis's defense will just go into some kind of chaos. Look, guys dropping out, guys dropping in. Maybe look to bring some pressure on Kirk Francis.
It was the 3-and-outs that plagued Tulsa in the loss to Tulane a week ago. Can they convert a 3rd and 14 to keep the opening drive alive? Francis, good protection, nobody open. Finally finds an open man, Zion Stepstow, for a gain of 10, but short of the sticks. And Tulsa will be forced to punt it away.
Yeah, Tulsa likes to try some trickery, but not in this situation right here. But again, the name of the game for Tulsa tonight is to gain positive yardage on first down. They got to go into like a 2nd and 3, 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6 sort of situation. That first play, getting a negative yardage play, not the way to do it.
Angus Davies off to punt it away. This will be good starting field position for a Memphis offense that has been rolling not just in the 5 games this season, but they have put up more than 20 points per game in 45 straight games. Just a model of consistency. And a lot of those games with longtime quarterback Seth Hennigan, but Brendan Lewis has taken the torch and been excellent through 5 games this college football season.
Jay, it's hard to score points in college football. For that kind of stat, 20-plus points in 45 straight games, absolutely incredible.
And it's Greg Duosier who starts in the backfield, 13 on the left hip of Lewis. Lewis, bubble screen. Jamari Hawkins, not much going there.
And you mentioned Brendan Lewis. He's a different kind of quarterback than they've had here the last couple years. 4 straight years with Seth Hennigan. Brady White before that, more pocket guys, but you'll see Brendan Lewis is very, very dangerous with his legs.
Second and 9, Lewis looking to the air again. In trouble. Flush to his left, Lewis. You said it, Rocky, a capable runner, but that time defended very well by the Tulsa defense. Byron Turner Jr. was in pursuit and flushed Lewis out for a loss of 3.
Yeah, covered very well on the back end by Tulsa. The turnaround of this Tulsa defense has been incredible. Last year they were bad, a bad unit, but nice job there playing zone coverage. They usually play a lot of man-to-man, but that time I think tried to give Brendan Lewis a bit of a different look, and it worked.
So a 3rd and long for Memphis. Trying to keep their opening drive alive after Tulsa went 3-and-out. And they do. Jamari Hawkins on a 3rd and 12 gains more than 20 to move the sticks for Memphis.
Good job, because Tulsa decides to just run 4. You see the protection Brendan Lewis was afforded. And a great job going through his progressions and finding the open guy. Been very impressed how he's been able to just not be a one read and run guy. He's going through progressions this year.
Play action. Lewis completes another pass, and Memphis really starting to air it out. We were talking run, run, run. Marcelo Bussi gain a 9 there.
Yeah, same thing there. He was looking for Cortez Braham, his top wide receiver, down the right seam. It wasn't there. He comes back to Marcelo Bussi for a nice play.
Now, this is a team that has produced 200 yards rushing or more in all 5 games this season. The scouting report is Memphis has run first, and boom, it's been the air raid. Brendan Lewis 3 for 3 through the air to start this drive. This time they go to the ground. Totally stuffed. Duosier only needed 1 for a first down, and they say that's what he got.
And I love it, Jay. You're Tulsa, you're hearing all week. They're going to run the ball, they're going to run the ball. And the first, 4 plays of the games are passes. Now they finally go back to the run, and it's stuffed. I'll tell you what, this is a big, powerful Tulsa defensive line. Got some big boys up there.
So a fresh set of downs from the 35. Memphis opening drive. Lewis throws it to Duosier, a missed tackle, and he's shoved out of bounds just shy of the 30 for a gain of 4.
I'll tell you what Lewis has done particularly well. I think he does a good job, Jay, of taking what the defense gives him. Not many times, we had him last week. Not many times is he trying to put a ball in harm's way and try to force something that's not there. Take what the D gives you.
He's built like a linebacker, but offensive coordinator Tim Cramsey was quick to say he can really throw the ball, though. Not just a runner. Although this time he keeps it. Lewis turns the corner, bounces out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line. So 3rd and short upcoming.
And this is a run game that they do such a good job. A lot of pre-snap movement, motion shifts, and they try to create some gaps. And if you don't have a defender, Jay, in every gap, they will absolutely lace you.
And they did give Lewis the first down as he scooted out of bounds, knocking on the doorstep of the red zone on the opening drive for the Tigers here at home. Passing game's been perfect. Lewis yet to throw an incompletion, right back to Bussi. And Memphis enters the red zone where they've been terrific this season.
Again, same thing, the poise. He knows where to go with the football. And now if you're Tulsa's defense, you really got to be aware of Brendan Lewis running down here in the red zone. They like to give him a two-way go, roll him out, give him the option to either throw it or run it.
19 trips inside the 20 this season, 16 touchdowns. They've only had to settle for a field goal 3 times, but they've come away with points in every red zone trip so far this season. Right on cue, Rocky Lewis keeps it himself, and it's another Memphis first down.
Coach Silverfield was telling us yesterday that, they could try to tell Brendan Lewis to slide, but he's not going to listen. He's just kind of more of that fullback kind of runner back there at the quarterback position.
Well, Brendan Lewis has been everything Memphis has hoped this season and then some. Trying to punch in the opening drive. Duosier bounces out of the white wall, falls forward for positive yardage after he was met at the line of scrimmage, ends up gaining 4.
And that's the kind of play that'll fire your team up. He runs right into a brick wall, but he keeps his legs churning, breaking tackles. I'll get them offensive linemen fired up too. And 2 just absolutely fantastic running backs here. 2 of the best in the American Conference, and they play for Memphis.
11th play of a long Tigers drive. Inside the 10. Lewis rolling right. Slings it, it's caught for a Memphis touchdown. Matt Adcock opens the scoring for the Tigers.
And watch the patience. He just keeps this play going, extend, and then right there, boom. He sees Adcock, doesn't hesitate, and throws him the football.
Matt Adcock's first touchdown of the season for Memphis. It caps off A terrific 11-play, 64-yard drive that took nearly 6 minutes off the first quarter clock. And Brendan Lewis, a perfect 6 for 6 and a passing touchdown as the Tigers have set the tone here at home. Wrestling night here in Memphis, and the Tigers have started by sending Tulsa from the top rope, an 11-play impressive touchdown drive after holding Tulsa to a 3-and-out, and that's what makes this Memphis team so difficult to go against. They are dialed in on both sides of the ball to start this season, a 5-0 start that has seen them emerge as the group of 5 team that is most likely to make the college football playoff like Boise State did a year ago. You just got to take it one game at a time. Can't fast forward, particularly against a Tulsa team that has shown they are dangerous. Great special teams play. All 3 phases advantage Tigers so far in this first quarter. Tulsa will start within their own 20-yard line. We mentioned that this is a great Memphis offense, Rocky, but the Memphis defense has really improved this season.
20 points per game. That's incredible. And it's all credit to that man right there, Ryan Silverfield. Really enjoyed talking with him yesterday, what he's building here.
The pass is complete on first down, but only a gain of 1. Now, this is a Memphis defense that their defensive coordinator, Jordan Hankins, described as a hard-working group, quick learners. They make great adjustments. Wants to see them start a little stronger tonight, and they certainly have. Forced a 3-and-out on the first drive. Chris Bracey, a loss of 4 there, and it'll be 3rd and long again.
Jay, this group is just absolutely coming downhill, and if you're Tulsa, last week you had a heck of a time against Tulane's defensive line. blocking those guys, and it looks like it's already the same story here early in this game.
Had a 3rd and 14 on the opening drive. This not much better. A 3rd and 12, and the Tigers are packing the line with their ears pinned back. Francis throws. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage. And the Memphis defense delivers again. Back-to-back 3-and-outs forced by this Tigers defense to start the game.
This time it was bringing some pressure right into the face of Kirk Francis.
There's an injured Memphis player, Amarion Cooper, the outstanding cornerback, getting medical attention. While Cooper gets looked at, we'll step away before Tulsa punts it away. Back to Memphis, the Tigers, a 7-0 lead. Welcome back. College football primetime presented by Dr. Pepper. Memphis a touchdown lead. And for a Tulsa team, this is going to be tough sledding against a really talented Tigers defense. They went with a new quarterback this week, Kirk Francis, who started the season as QB1 but has missed the last 3 weeks. And they were hoping to ignite the offense by going to Francis, 2 3-and-outs on their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, as I said, it was kind of the same thing last week. Tulsa gave up 6 sacks, 5 hurries, and 13 tackles for loss to Tulane. And already tonight, in 6 plays, 2 TFLs and 2 pass breakups. So, and I know that they want to get the running game going with Dominic Richardson. He's a fantastic back, but they just set themselves behind the sticks on first down and can't accomplish it.
-4 rushing yards through 6 plays for Tulsa. Has forced the punter, Agnes Davies, back out there. Lets it fly from his own 7-yard line. Fair catch called for, and Memphis will take over at the 40. And we'll step aside ahead of the Tigers' drive. Their first drive, they went 64 yards at 11 plays.
ESPN College Football is presented by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing.
For the last few seasons, Ryan Silverfield has brought a ton of success to Memphis here. The Tigers back-to-back bowl champions. This year, they've got their eyes set on an American Conference title and an appearance of the college football playoff, a 9-game win streak. That is the longest active streak in all of FBS football. They start this drive on the ground. On the previous drive, it was Brendan Lewis airing it out, a perfect 6 for 6, 51 yards, and a touchdown pass.
And Jay, good things come to those who work. Coach Silverfield told us yesterday Brendan Lewis was a unanimous captain. He's a guy who's in the building at 5 a.m., getting the film in, getting the reps in, and he's sure playing like it.
Sutton Smith trying to get going. Joe Yelly makes the stop short of the sticks. It will be 3rd and short upcoming.
And they haven't been dynamic yet on the ground, but make no mistake, they will stay with it. They will keep hammering that run game away. And as things get into the second half, and sometimes even earlier, that run game usually starts to break.
Lewis goes under center for this 3rd and 2. Now backs up out of it. Lewis not afraid to call his own number on a 3rd and short and get those hard yards to keep a drive alive. This time he hands it off. It is stuffed. Good push from the Tulsa front 7. Tim Hardiman, big 5th-year senior defensive tackle who actually scored a touchdown on offense last week, getting it done on 3rd and short.
Yeah, Hardiman does more than just run touchdowns in. Yeah, great job doing his natural position, which is that nose tackle, and here we go.
Memphis keeps their offense on the field for a 4th and short. Lewis hands it off again. They ran right into a white wall, but it was enough to move the sticks. 4th and 1 is exactly what Greg Duosier picked up to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, and this is just, you can see, like just pulling guys around, just getting a lot of guys at the point of attack. You see the tight end fullback Matt Adcock pushing guys around, and it's just enough to get the first. Yeah, Ryan Silverfield with this run game is not afraid to go for it on 4th down.
And that time converts to keep the drive alive into Tulsa territory. Play action. Lewis picks out a wide open Jamari Hawkins. Gain of 14 and another Memphis 1st down.
I mean, this is the most relaxed and confident I've seen Brendan Lewis play all year. Look at this route combination. 3 levels and decides to hit the one in the middle. The little rail route up the sideline, perfectly thrown. Just looks in total command back there in that pocket.
Now, Brendan Lewis embodies what this Memphis program is this season. 72 new players. They have gelled quickly. And under head coach Ryan Silverfield have made a statement. Moving the ball well on their 2nd drive of the game. Another completed pass. And Lewis has started this game 8 for 8. Hawkins another catch there.
And he's also spreading the ball around, and his best wide receiver, Cortez Braham, has not gotten involved yet. And you'll see number 4, he's coming to the bottom of your screen there. They get him in a one-on-one situation, might be where Lewis looks.
Here's Sutton Smith. Can't turn upfield, swallowed up. Byron Turner Jr. got there first for Tulsa. It's a loss of 2.
And it's Tulsa defense doing a pretty good job coming downhill on this great running attack that Memphis has.
Third and 7 here for Memphis.
And I think they're going to show a man-to-man situation and drop back into zone. Try to confuse Lewis right here.
Pressure comes. Lewis steps up, throws. It's intercepted. Tulsa's got it into Memphis territory. Elijah Green, the ball hawk, with his 4th pick of the year, and that's a big one to turn Lewis over.
And Jay, that's exactly what happened. They showed man-to-man coverage, but then Elijah Green is just sitting on that flat route there and is able to come off. And again, I think Lewis thought he had the wide receiver man-to-man was going to go down the field. He just squatted right there, read the quarterback's eyes like you can do in zone defense, and makes a fantastic play. Well done, well executed. A great call there by Josh Reardon, the defensive coordinator, showing man and dropping into zone.
Green's 4th interception of the year, the sophomore from Oklahoma, sets up the offense in terrific position here. And if you're the Golden Hurricane offense, you've gone 3 and out on back-to-back possessions to start this game. You have to capitalize on the turnover.
Absolutely do, and I think you're going to take all 4 downs to do it.
They go to the ground game. Braylon Presley, gain of 5.
Here we go, 3rd and 5. So far tonight, Jay, Memphis has done both. They've showed a pressure look and dropped guys back. Last 3rd down, they chose to rush 6. We'll see what kind of picture they want to present for Kirk Francis here.
Francis, flush left, in trouble. Chased, throws on the run. It's caught for a Tulsa 1st down. Big play by Kirk Francis. Picks out Landon Lucas to move the chains. Best play of the day for Francis and the Tulsa offense.
What a fantastic play. Memphis's defense had Francis dead to rights on this. They looped the guy around as he's coming out of that bootleg. You see big number 7 Drew Watts coming. But Francis, who's not known as the guy who's fleet of foot, does a great job. Here he goes again.
Yeah, tumbling forward. Francis on a quarterback keeper gains 3.
And it's been Baylor Hayes, their other quarterback, that's more of the run dynamic with his legs element. Not as much Francis, but 2 good jobs right there. One, getting out of and escaping some pressure, and right there picking up a couple yards on 1st down. This is exactly where they want to be, is 2nd and 7. They cannot be starting drives in 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 10 plus.
Play action. Francis flips it to Dominic Richardson. He's hit immediately and dropped. Kamari Wilson flew in to make the stop. And that will finish this 1st quarter. Well, Memphis was rolling for the first 12 minutes of this quarter, and then an Elijah Green interception has given Tulsa some momentum. The Golden Hurricane knocking on the doorstep, trying to convert on the turnover and tie this game at 7. A fun 1st quarter, and Tulsa in business to start the 2nd. second quarter, and it's a big opportunity for Tulsa and first-year head coach Trey Lamb. Big underdogs on the road against a Memphis team that was rolling in the first quarter until Elijah Green came up with an interception, put the ball in Memphis territory, and now the Golden Hurricane trying to cash in at the start of the second quarter.
Well, in big moments, Jay, you go to your best players, and Zion Booker's their top wide receiver. He's averaging 7 receptions a game. I think he's up there, toward the bottom.
It said they go to the ground. Braylon Presley met right at the line of scrimmage. Very interesting play call on a 3rd and 8 in the red zone to go up the middle, and Memphis read it well.
It's just a great job of closing by those linebackers, Sam Brumfield. And I like this call here. You're kind of, Memphis is taking it to you. You get the big interception. You go down the field. I think it's important to get some points here. You're on the road. I agree with this decision here to kick the field goal.
This is Seth Morgan, who played the 2023 season with Memphis before transferring to Tulsa, where he's been with the Golden Hurricane. And from 34 yards out, he misses.
Oh, wow.
The former Tiger coming back to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, and he misses from 34. Kicking the ultimate mental game. You wonder if that factors in facing your former team.
Yeah, he's been thinking about this moment coming back in here and maybe taking it to and having a great performance against his former team. And he just pushes that thing to the right. And that's a gut punch for Tulsa. Again, they get the big interception. They finally get a break, move the ball downfield, and get nothing out of it.
A massive missed opportunity to steal momentum away from Memphis in this game. And Ryan Silverfield's team survives the interception in a Memphis drive that appeared dangerous. Let's see how Brendan Lewis shakes off the pick. Dancing in the pocket. Tosses out to Greg Duosier. How about that? Duosier with the hurdle for the extra yards.
There's nothing better than that, right? Nothing better than when a running back just leaps over someone, not just anyone. That's one of their best players. Elijah Green, the quarterback, just flat goes right over top of him. The crowd absolutely loves it. I'm glad I never had that happen to me in all my playing days. I can at least say no one ever hurdled me.
4 years at Notre Dame, 8 years of the NFL, 0 hurdles.
0.
Nice hole opening up for Memphis, and Duosier runs right through it. Trying to get Duosier going after his career day last Saturday. A career-high 204 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And you can see it's just the gaps. You better have a white jersey in every gap. If you don't, these running backs will sniff it out and punch it forward. There's few better at managing the run game than Ryan Silverfield in college football.
And it's another Memphis first down. 1st and 10, right back to Duosier. Always falling forward, churning those legs. That time picks up 5.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
This Tulsa defense is overall held up well in the front, but Trey Lamb knows they need to keep punching back against this offensive line and running game for Memphis.
Lewis looking to throw. Checks it down to Duosier, who breaks a tackle, turns upfield, all the way to the 50. Greg Duosier, hard to stop, gains 15. And the Tigers are moving again on offense.
And you see the power in the legs of Greg Duosier, breaks a tackle easily by Devin Robinson. And tackling was an issue for Tulsa's defense last week against Tulane. You get a guy in space, you got to bring him down.
9 first downs already in this game for Memphis, only 1 for Tulsa. Play action. Lewis dialing up a deep shot to the Tulsa secondary. And it's caught! What a grab! Jamari Hawkins! How did he haul that in? Monster gain of 47.
What an unbelievable play. And it's Hawkins just fighting for that ball. I thought it was intercepted. And all of a sudden, Hawkins comes down with it.
Zach Williams at a jump ball with Jamari Hawkins, and Hawkins won it. First and goal. Sutton Smith pushes the pile, bulldozes in. Touchdown, Memphis.
And here's a look at the bomb to Hawkins again. Getting pretty good protection down the field. There's two defenders, and somehow he didn't even really have to fight for that thing. It was just good body control, falling backwards and catching that ball. Lento Smith and Zach Williams in between both those guys. Hawkins brings in a beauty.
A spectacular pass and catch to set up the Memphis touchdown. Take another look at this. Beauty. And it is all Tigers, up 2 touchdowns, 14-0. Week 6 of the college football season, college football primetime, presented by Dr. Pepper. What a start for Memphis. The Tigers with a win tonight would be the first team in all of college football to get that 6th win, which makes you bowl eligible.
It's only the 4th of October.
Now, this is a Memphis program that is
Amazing.
rolling. And what's so incredible is 72 new players. So it's not like they returned a ton of guys from last year's 11-win team. And Brendan Lewis, the quarterback, has been excellent throughout this season as Tulsa takes it back to the 20 tonight. Lewis, 11 of 12. His only incompletion was an interception, and Tulsa failed to capitalize on it. We remind you, Monday Night Football, Chiefs at Jaguars, ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, and of course the all-new ESPN app. Peyton and Eli over on ESPN2. Monday Night Countdown kicks things off in Jacksonville at 6 Eastern.
Or if you're Kirk Francis and his offense, you got to just go back to work here. Here we go, starting off with a decent run. And to me, this is the plan. They wanted to get Dominic Richardson going early here. He's a fantastic running back, but he's been stuffed a lot in these opening plays.
They wanted to get in 20 touches tonight at minimum He's only touched it 3 times, 2 of them coming on this drive, and swallowed up by Walker and Whitlow on that Memphis front to set up another 3rd down.
And all the speed and tempo with which Tulsa plays. When you're converting 1st downs, it's great. When you're getting stuffed, those series go by awful fast.
Golden Hurricane just 1 of 4 on 3rd down tonight. Going to some trickery, a reverse. Braylon Presley turning upfield. This will be close to the 1st down marker, and he got it. Needed 6, got 6.
And Coach Lamb, he told us last night, Braylon Presley is the fastest player on his team. Great job there.
And now getting into the tempo with Richardson. Memphis not fooled. You know, this Memphis defense faced a tempo offense last week against Florida Atlantic, and they were in position on all 100% of their snaps. Their defensive line was ready before the offense, and Ryan Silverfield said, look, we got to be the tempo.
That's it. A little trickery. We talked about the trick plays that Tulsa and Trey Lamb like to execute. That was a great one on 3rd down there to keep the drive going.
Play action. Francis throws. It's caught wide open over the middle of the field. Micah Tease into Memphis territory on a gain of 23.
That's an excellent throw. That's a confidence-building throw for Kirk Francis. Your 1st game back in action after having a couple off. Nice throw.
And here comes the tempo again, taking another shot downfield and nobody home. Tried to go right back to Tease, who cut his route off short.
Yeah, and that's called a sight adjust. They're counting on the wide receiver to judge whether he thinks he can get behind that cornerback. If he can't, he throttles it down, and obviously Francis thought he was going to go deep.
A testament to Ryan Silverfield's defense. When Tulsa has upped the tempo in this game, they have forced a negative play by Tulsa.
They don't look panicked. They don't look worried. They're not running guys on and off the field. They look calm, cool, and collected.
Empty set. Francis setting up a screen. That's to the big tight end, Brody Foley. Gain of 9.
Brody Foley is a weapon. He had 5 catches for 66 yards against Oklahoma State. He had a 72-yard reception last week.
Quick snap on a 3rd and 1, and it is blown up for a loss of 2. Presley with no room to run. Drew Watts shot in to make the stop.
And it was Drew Watts just coming off the offense's right edge, and he got skinny. He really leaned into that thing. No air between it. Tackle in the backfield.
Tulsa leaves their offense on the field for a 4th and 3. Tulsa on the season, 11 of 17 on 4th down. Desperate for this one, down 2 touchdowns. Francis, good protection, steps up, throws, it's caught. 1st down Tulsa. Brody Foley, the tight end, to keep the drive alive.
And that was a great job there by Foley, because Drew Watts, the linebacker, had dropped back right where Brody sat down, but he did a good job just scooting over and getting open.
Francis on a play action, taking a shot, floats it right in. It's caught for a Tulsa touchdown. Micah Tease, a great grab. And the Golden Hurricane on the board. What a throw by Francis, and that's exactly what first-year head coach Trey Lamb needed.
And Memphis had a free rusher coming straight in. That was William Whitlow, but a good job by Francis just dropping it in the bucket to Micah Tease. And I'll tell you, we've been talking about Memphis's defense didn't look rushed by the tempo. I thought in that last 2-play series, Tulsa went really fast, and it might have got Memphis a little out of order.
The previous play is under further review to evaluate the play for a possible targeting.
So the touchdown stands, and now they're going to take the hit. William Whitlow put on Kirk Francis as the Tulsa native released the football for a possible targeting.
And Whitlow had a free shot. And this is the reception, and a great job there. But they're trying to take a look to see if Whitlow targeted. And William Whitlow, by the way, Jay, he's the only returning player, only guy that played for this Memphis defense last year. So he's like the veteran of the group. They can ill afford to lose him. Here he
This
is.
is what's being reviewed.
Yeah, that looks like crown of the helmet on a defenseless player. Forcible contact to the head or neck area, the whole smash there. And if you're Whitlow, you just got to make an effort to go a little bit lower there. He had an opportunity to try to put his shoulder right between those two number ones on his jersey. He just goes high, and I think that's going to cost him.
And it was a booth-initiated review, so they saw something upstairs that warranted taking a closer look at this. And based off those replays we just showed you, I think Memphis is going to be without William Whitlow the rest of this game.
One more shot of it, and it's to get a look at Francis. He takes a huge hit, stays cool under the pocket. That's going to be targeting.
And a very impressive throw for the touchdown by Francis, with Whitlow breathing down on him. You know, Tulsa's first 3 drives, 2 3-and-outs and a missed field goal after the interception. This drive, boom, 10 plays, 80 yards and a touchdown, and we might have targeting to cap it all off.
And like I said, Jay, I think Memphis has done a great job handling the tempo, but those last 2 plays, Tulsa really upped the juice. They went fast. I just thought they couldn't get quite set there. They weren't ready for that shot down the sideline, and it was perfectly executed by Francis.
And they're without their starting cornerback, Amarion Cooper, who went down in the first quarter. It was the backup, Samson Israel, in coverage. 2 big pass plays to set up that drive and that score for Tulsa. Let's get the call on targeting.
After review, the touchdown is upheld. However, there was a targeting on the play. Number 9 of the defense has been disqualified. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Big swing of momentum in this game. Tulsa gets the touchdown, and William Whitlow, who's Memphis's top pass rusher, is out of this game, disqualified for targeting.
Yeah, it was a no-doubter on the call, and again, Whitlow, one of the more veteran guys on that unit that has a lot of new faces, a 5th-year senior. They'll be without him.
Seth Morgan, who missed the field goal from 34 yards out on the previous possession, on for the extra point. He sends it right through. So down 2 touchdowns. Tulsa pulls one back. An impressive 10-play, 80-yard drive for Kirk Francis to bring the Golden Hurricane right back in it on the road against Memphis. meet Phil Glass, who during the week is an unassuming Memphis fan, but on Saturday transforms into the ultimate Tiger. It began 10 years ago when Phil put on that mask for a game against Ole Miss. Well, Memphis won, and Phil's superstitious, so he kept wearing the mask, gradually has added to the look throughout the decade. He told me that the ultimate Tiger persona is far from his normal personality, but he does it because he's looking for that reaction from the Memphis fans, especially the kids, as he tries to instill Tiger fandom into the next generation. There he is tonight. He's in pink for breast cancer awareness. His wife, Lindsay, sitting next to him. You know, today is their 11th wedding anniversary. And if you're thinking, how did this diehard Memphis fan get married on a college football Saturday? Well, it was the Memphis bye week.
Of course, of course. It's exactly what the ultimate Tiger would do. I got 2 words: all in is Phil Glass.
Fair catch called for at the 5. That is what makes college football so special. The fans, the heartbeat of college football, like Phil Glass, the ultimate Tiger.
Gave an invalid signal. By rule, the ball is dead where it was approved by the kicking team. First down, Memphis at the 5-yard line.
So an invalid signal by Sutton Smith places the ball all the way back at the Tigers' 5-yard line. Phil Glass and the Memphis fans won't like that, and it's a long field for this Tigers offense and Brendan Lewis.
A couple unforced errors here in a sequence for Memphis. They get the targeting on William Wicklow, and then we get the illegal signal by Sutton Smith.
Yes, thank you.
Got to get back to playing disciplined Memphis football.
Well, Brendan Lewis has been terrific in the passing game tonight. Fifth-year senior quarterback, 11 of 12 through the air. His only incompletion was an interception. Nobody open. Lewis escapes the pocket, has room to run. Lewis all the way across the 25, and Brendan Lewis ignites the Memphis drive with a gain of 26 using his legs.
And there's just nothing worse for as a defender. You got him dead to rights, you got everybody covered up, and just an incredible, strong athlete like Brendan Lewis makes you pay with his legs. Just an absolute killer if you're Tulsa's defense.
And his offensive coordinator, Tim Cramsey, told us slide is not in Lewis's vocabulary.
He said we could tell him, but he's not going to do it.
Flies forward. The gain of 26 to go right back to the ground game. That's Greg Duosier spinning forward for a gain of 4.
And what a luxury for Memphis. Greg Duosier been carrying most of the load, but then of course Sutton Smith, they can just rotate those guys in. And you know, as a defender, you get later in this game, you've played 40, 50, 60 snaps, and they keep rotating in a fresh running back. It's hard to do.
Empty set for Lewis. Takes off and runs again. How about the speed? Brendan Lewis into Tulsa territory. A drive that started from the Memphis 5-yard line. You blink, and they're already in Tulsa territory.
And I like this decision here. You could say he didn't wait and go through his progressions, but he saw an absolute Red Sea open up to his right. He didn't hesitate. He took it and picked up the first down. I like that decision.
15. And Brendan Lewis, or the Memphis offense, in business, and that's what makes it so difficult to go against this Tigers team. If you're Tulsa, you're feeling great. You score a touchdown. You have Memphis backed up on their own 5. Momentum swinging your way. And then Brendan Lewis of the Tigers offense go to work. Big hole opens up again. Duosier, he lost the football. They're wrestling for it at the bottom of the pile. Before Duosier was down, Lento Smith Jr. tried to rip it away from him. Duosier claws it back to retain possession for the Tigers.
And just a few mistakes here for Memphis. You know, Lento Smith, a good job getting his left hand around that football and ripping it out.
That ball did come out, and Duosier just did enough to win it back. Now, you played linebacker, Rocky. What's it like at the bottom of a fumble pile?
Can get a little ugly down there, Jay, for sure.
A first down for Lewis. So a fresh set of downs here.
And I feel like Memphis feels they can run the quarterback here especially with how well Lewis established the pass early, really throughout this game. Other than the interception, he's been money in connecting with his wide receivers. That just makes his ability to get some gains with his legs even easier.
Go, you Tigers, go!
Lewis has rushed for 45 yards on this drive. 1st and 10 inside the 40. This time trying to take a shot, but nobody's open. So he decides to just tuck and run. Could have easily gone out of bounds, and said, lowers his shoulder right into William Alexander, the Tulsa linebacker.
And last week against FAU, Jay, he took a couple shots. One time he got his right shoulder a little banged up. Then later on in the game, it was his back, and he was a warrior. He stayed in the game, or wound up coming back after being out a couple plays, but showing no signs of wanting to slide or go out of bounds.
His top target, Cortez Braham, at the bottom of your screen, still without a catch tonight. They go to the ground game. Sutton Smith rumbles right up the middle. Gains 4.
And Jay, I keep noticing Cortez Braham down here opposite the 3 receiver set a lot myself. At some point they're going to go to him, but right now I just think Memphis likes the way they're running the football. At some point I'd like to see them get number 4 Braham involved.
Now this is the 8th play of the Memphis drive. The previous 7 have all been runs. Do they go to the air here on a 3rd and 6?
I think it's in that area where they could run it, and if they can pick up 3, they'll go for it.
Tulsa brings pressure. Lewis throws it downfield, and it's intercepted. Elijah Green again. The sophomore's 2nd interception of the night. Lewis heaved it, and Green read it the whole way, and it's another Tulsa takeaway.
The defender was down at the 1-yard line. It'll be Tulsa's ball, 1st and 10.
Now the only negative for Green is he landed at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, instead of going back in the end zone for the touchback. But on a night where Brendan Lewis has made so many good decisions, that was a terrible decision. Just kind of floated that ball up in the air. And Tulsa's defense and Elijah Green made him pay for it again. Great job coming back on that football. A little help from his friends. Tulsa's ball when we come back.
became rocky, and then an ill-advised throw here from Lewis results in an interception.
Yeah, and I've been talking about he's made great decisions tonight, not forcing the ball, but he absolutely forced one there. You got a sense when the play isn't there. I know you want to make one on 3rd and 6, but if it's not there, throw the ball away, or try to push forward and live to fight another day. But Tulsa's defense and Elijah Green made him pay for it.
Brendan Lewis only has 2 incomplete passes. Both have been interceptions, and both by Elijah Green. Big opportunity for the Tulsa offense, who looked good on their previous possession. After 2 3-and-outs and a missed field goal, they've got a long field in front of them. This starts from their own 2-yard line, and Francis sends that one too far in front of his target.
And you mentioned it, Jay, it's just a tough area of the field, because I guarantee you Tulsa would have liked to start that drive off with a run by Dominic Richardson, but being on the 2-yard line, they need to create a little bit of space. Let's see what Trey Lamb has in his pocket here. Try to get him some room.
You have to be aware Memphis has 5 tackles for loss tonight. Can't afford that from your own 2. They do go to the ground. Richardson, no room to run. Met immediately by a sea of blue jerseys.
Yeah, it's just hard to get movement on this defensive front from Memphis.
Third and 9 for Tulsa from their own 3.
Zion Booker in the slot to the top of the screen.
Francis from his own end zone surveys, throws, and it's intercepted. Chris Bracey. Bracey, the safety, read Francis the whole way. And after Tulsa gets the interception, the Memphis defense delivers an interception of their own.
Big play, Chris Bracey. He's the guy who punched the ball out against Arkansas 2 weeks ago to secure that victory. And this time, right when this defense and this team, frankly, needs a big play, he comes up with one. A perfect job reading the eyes of the quarterback. That's what you got to do in zone defense. Read the eyes, drift one way, and comes right underneath that dig route and picks it.
Heck of a catch, too.
Oh.
To hold on to that ball going full speed.
And this is the mark of a good team, Jay. You know, if one side of the ball makes a mistake, a defense gives up a drive, the offense has got to come back and get back in rhythm. Memphis has done that. You know, a series ago, Brendan Lewis throws a bad interception, but the defense comes on and bails him out, makes a big play of their own. It's a mark of a great team.
And Memphis takes over at the 20, right in the red zone where they have been perfect this season. 21 for 21 when they get to a red zone trip. 18 touchdowns, 3 field goals. Trying to keep that streak intact here, leading by a touchdown. 2:29 remaining in the first half. Running left, Duosier, a stiff arm inside the 15.
And I just get the feeling Memphis would love to just keep this ball on the ground and just pound away at Tulsa on this drive.
A play has been whistled dead. Chris Adams, the Memphis left tackle, limping off to the Tigers sideline.
Yeah, Adams, a 5th-year senior, veteran presence on that line.
74 for the Tigers.
Travis Burke, the right tackle, moves to the left side, and Parker Peterson comes in at right tackle ahead of this 2nd and 4. Free play for Memphis. They throw to the end zone. It's caught! One-handed grab! Spectacular catch! Cortez Braham! You're gonna see that play on SportsCenter Top 10. Cortez Braham, wow!
And here it is, the one-on-one matchup just reaches up in the air. That's absolutely incredible. That is a freak athlete play by Cortez Braham. We knew that they liked that matchup when they saw Braham on one-on-one coverage, that time against J.D. Drew. And Braham just absolutely jumps out of the Liberty Bowl and hauls that ball in with one hand.
Braham snared it out of the sky, and Memphis cashes in after the interception by Chris Bracey to create some separation just ahead of the 2-minute timeout. And you're going to want a lot more looks of this one.
Yeah, keep them coming. I want to watch this play over and over. This is just fantastic.
And
it's
if
not
you're
even
Lewis,
yeah.
you know it's a free play.
Yeah, exactly. There's no danger at all. So just throw it up to the best athlete on your team. And it's not even the left-handed, it's the off arm, it's the right. He just swoops across the sky and hauls that thing in. He must have an absolute mitt for a right hand just up in the air, and J.D. Drew just had absolutely no chance. What a great play. Yeah, I was really impressed with Braham. We were watching him, Jay, warming up when we were down on the field before the game. Confident, twitchy. He's got great size at 6'2", close to 210. And you see the athletic ability on that play. It's just amazing the swings of a football game,
Yeah.
you know, like Brendan Lewis throws the interception and Tulsa gets the ball back, and here we go. And then Chris Bracey comes up with the interception. 2 plays later, Memphis punches it in.
Yeah, the Tigers have regained control of this game at a 2-touchdown lead. Tried to call for the fair catch, and it was dropped. Jacob Emmers. And it goes from bad to worse for Tulsa.
Rolling on the field is the receiver called for a fair catch. He did not complete the catch. By rule, the ball is dead where he picks it up. It'll be first down, Tulsa.
So Tulsa back within their own 5-yard line for a second straight drive.
So yeah, right when he picks this ball up, that's where it's dead, on about the 2.5-yard line. Yeah, actually the 2-yard line is where they're going to spot it.
What a disaster for Tulsa.
Terrible.
To 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
You know, and if you're, we talk about Trey Lamb, he likes to incorporate some funky formations and some trick plays. It's hard to do that when you're on your own 2-yard line.
Francis gets it out right at the line of scrimmage. Didn't know if he stepped over the line. They say it's a good catch to Brody Foley for a gain of 14. And that brings us to our 2-minute timeout. So Tulsa looking to cue up a 2-minute drill. They got all 3 timeouts and 1:57 to work with. Football Primetime presented by Dr. Pepper. Rocky Boyman, Jay Alter with you. First-year head coach Trey Lamb for Tulsa. 2-minute drill here, Rocky. How aggressive do you want to be if you're the Golden Hurricane offense?
It's tough because Memphis gets the ball coming out of the halftime here. So I know Trey Lamb, he wants to be aggressive, but I mean, the way this Memphis defense has been playing, he's better be extra careful and not put a ball in harm's way.
You do have all 3 timeouts if you're Tulsa. 1st and 10 here inside the Golden Hurricane 20. Francis throwing on 1st down. It's caught. Zion Booker. His first catch of the night, the top target on the season for Tulsa, gain of 7.
Yeah, that's the guy I've been calling for. Zion Booker, get him going. Their top receiver, 7 receptions a game. 2nd leading in the American Conference. It's always good to get your best players in the flow of the game here. Glad he is.
Got out of bounds as well, so stops the clock at 1:53. All 3 timeouts for Tulsa. 2nd and 3. Francis throws. It's tipped and intercepted. Kamari Wilson in perfect position. And it's back-to-back possessions where Kirk Francis has thrown an interception. And Memphis has taken over in Tulsa territory.
And that's exactly what I was saying, is you got to be careful being aggressive this area of the field. And Trey Lamb, he knows it right there. You know, you got a quarterback who's been in, he's been out, the ball's behind him, and you got a very opportune Memphis defense. It's just, in my opinion, it was hard to be aggressive in that situation, and Memphis' D makes him pay.
Great read on the ball by Wilson after Tease tipped it. And Ryan Silverfield and the Memphis offense an opportunity to put more points on the board. They've got all 3 timeouts and 1:45 to go and a short field to do it. Plus, Memphis, you have to remember, gets the ball to start the 2nd half. So an opportunity for the Tigers to really create some separation here. Already leading by 2 touchdowns. Lewis flushed out. Gained a yard and avoided the sack.
So I think Memphis, yeah, they're going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Tulsa. That's their first.
Tulsa
It'll
called
be
it.
30 seconds.
Wow.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 35 seconds.
So Tulsa takes a timeout, hoping to get the ball back, perhaps. Kickoff NFL Sunday tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. with the Countdown Crew on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. They'll tell you everything you need to know, early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of each game right up to kickoff.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's Tulsa wanting to save some time to get the ball back. It's got to be more of an instance of going to your defense and saying, hey, we got to make sure we're buttoned up here, because if Memphis scores again right here, it's going to be tough sledding the rest of this game. I think that's the conversation and the reason they called that timeout.
How about that first game for a Memphis fan? It's been a good one so far here at home for the Tigers, looking to improve to 6-0, would be the first team in all of college football to become bowl eligible. Lewis throwing on 2nd and 9, a broken tackle. And Memphis in business, the tight end, Christian Ross, his first catch of the night, and it's a gain of 13.
Good job again by Lewis, just going through the progressions. He finds his big tight end, does the rest with his legs.
Fresh set of downs for Memphis. Inside 1:30 remaining in this first half. Lewis keeps it himself, falling forward inside the 5. Brendan Lewis not afraid of the hard yards in the run game.
Yeah, this is, as I said before, this is where he's so dangerous, down here in the red zone.
That's their second. It'll be 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 16 seconds. 1:16.
Yeah, I think Trey Lamb here wants to try and get the ball back, Rocky.
I don't think that's an advisable decision.
Your quarterback's thrown back-to-back picks.
Right.
You'd think just let the clock run, go into halftime, try and get a stop here on defense.
I mean, the only thing you can consider is, you know, Trey Lamb knows it's now or never, and you know, he's got to do some things, you know, do some things maybe outside the box thinking if he wants to stay in this game. I just don't think this is it. As you mentioned, your quarterback's just thrown 2 interceptions. It's not like he's a 5th-year veteran, a guy that's experienced in these situations.
Well, Brendan Lewis tonight, 5th-year senior quarterback. He's only thrown 2 incompletions. They've both resulted in interceptions, and he's got 62 rushing yards as well. This is where he really likes to call his own number. When they get inside the 10, he's got 6 rushing touchdowns on the season.
Well, and a lot of times, Jay, he gets that 2-way go. They'll roll him out here, and if he can find a receiver he likes, he'll throw it, but if not, he's perfectly happy to just keep that thing on the ground.
Now, Lewis has bounced around throughout his collegiate career, Colorado, then Nevada, and he has found a home right here at Memphis. One of 72 new players this season for Memphis. Yeah, the hair is intact for the Tigers in this first half, looking for one more touchdown here. 2nd and 4. Inside the 5.
Got big people on the field here. It's going to be a run.
Lewis keeps it himself. Defended well. Wrestled down. Tulsa's defense delivers. Ty Newhouse and a whole host of Tulsa defenders got there.
It'll be 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 11 seconds.
Golden Hurricane used their final timeout of this first half. So Trey Lamb ensures he will get the ball back.
Yeah, but how much time is he going to have to execute anything? But Brendan Lewis, other than Jay, as you said, the 2 interceptions, there's only 2 incompletions. He's been fantastic. Made good decisions early with the ball, when to check it down, and when to try to take a shot down the field. And that was a great job by his wide receiver, Hawkins, coming down with the football. And then that was just an absolutely unbelievable play to your best wide receiver. And then again, it's been his legs getting him out of trouble, getting a lot of positive yards for this offense.
Third down, Lewis trying to punch it in. Rolls right, decides to run, rumbles in. Touchdown, Memphis. Brendan Lewis, another punishing run for a Tigers touchdown. Now, Tim Cramsey, the offensive coordinator for Memphis, told us, look, Brendan Lewis lifts weights too.
Yeah, he does. He lifts a lot of them. This is exactly what we talked about. Roll him outside, give him a 2-way go. He doesn't like it, and he just lowers the shoulder on Josh Anglin and company. And folks, that is a 6'3", 226-pound hammer just coming right at you on the goal line.
He's built like a linebacker.
Yeah.
And throws the ball really well, has thrown the ball well tonight, but when he gets running, he is hard to bring down.
Here it is. He's looking around to see his options. He sees C.J. Smith. Nope, doesn't like it. How about I just put my shoulder down and just run right through a defender?
And that's a body blow for a Tulsa
Just
team
huge.
who's thrown back-to-back interceptions, and Memphis has converted both of them into Tiger touchdowns.
And again, you're going to get the ball back here with no timeouts and 1:06 on the clock, and a quarterback that just doesn't have the experience of leading a lot of 2-minute drives.
And here's the thing about Trey Lamb taking those timeouts to get the ball back here.
107.
With 1:07 left, Memphis has all 3 timeouts. So if Ryan Silverfield wants, he could start taking timeouts to try and get the ball back again.
And that might be something he does here. You might try and wait and see if the first down play is a incomplete pass and then start burning them.
Memphis has scored 14 points in 63 seconds of game time. So this was a 7-point game with a little more than 2 minutes remaining. Tulsa throws the first interception, Memphis scores. Then they throw another interception. They score 14 points in 1 minute and 3.
And I feel like this is what Silverfield's talking about right here.
Let's take a look at Fansville College Football Update, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. A look around the American. Memphis with a win tonight becomes the first bowl-eligible team. North Texas 5-0 for the first time since 1959. How about Navy? They've been terrific this season. Francis throwing on first down, throws it incomplete. That stops the clock.
So there you go. He's going to wait and see if he gets an incompletion on first down, and now go to work using those timeouts possibly.
We didn't understand it in the moment when Trey Lamb was taking those timeouts to give his offense another opportunity.
And possibly the nightmare is coming about here.
Francis looking for a big play in the passing game. And he gets it right over the middle, threads the needle to Steptoe. And Tulsa in business with a first down. No timeouts, so they got to hurry to the line. Francis, right back to the air. Dominic Richardson makes the catch into Memphis territory, and now Trey Lamb saying those timeouts paid off.
I'll give them credit. They're executing well, and they can go very fast, which helps them right here.
Golden Hurricane offense in a good rhythm here until that incompletion. Tried to check it down to Richardson and missed him. Brings up 2nd and 10 in Memphis territory. No timeouts. 46 seconds remaining.
A.J. Allen, the running back, comes in for Dominic Richardson. He's usually the guy more involved in the pass game. Number 2 in the backfield.
Francis rolling left immediately, throws on the run, and that's incomplete. Just sailed way over the head of Zion Booker. Brings up 3rd down.
They had a shot there with that route combination. That ball just sailed out of Francis's hand.
So you're clearly in 4-down territory here, trailing by 3 touchdowns.
Again, this is where you'd like to have one of those timeouts, right? You could possibly even run the ball, but we're gonna have to put it in the air here.
Tulsa 2 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. Francis, Memphis only sends 3. Throws a deep ball all the way to the end zone. It falls incomplete. Micah Tees tangled up with Jaden Dennis. And it brings up 4th down.
That's a great job by Dennis here. This is tough. This ball is in the air a long time, but he feels the defender without causing a pass interference. And able to have the footwork and the balance to stay up and knock that ball away.
And to box him out like getting a rebound in basketball. 4th and 10 here for Tulsa. They're punting this away. Didn't know if they were going to try any trickery there. You never know what first-year head coach Trey Lamb has up his sleeve. Through 5 weeks, he's been known to throw in a trick play, but just a conservative punt there to give the ball back to Memphis. Now, look, Tigers are going to get the ball back to start the second half. You're already leading by 3 touchdowns, but you do have 3 timeouts here if you want to try on first down to see how many yards you get.
I think that's how you go about this. You try on first down. If you can get a big chunk yardage play, maybe you call a timeout there and get your hurry-up offense going. If you can't convert something here early, you just kneel it out and head into halftime.
DeWosier in the backfield. He had a 90-yard touchdown run last week against Florida Atlantic. It was the longest run by a Memphis player since 1966. This time stuffed. Ray Coney, who leads the nation in tackles, makes the stop. Number 0 for Tulsa. A magnet to the football. And Memphis content to head into the locker room with a 3-touchdown advantage. The home team Tigers getting roared off the field here at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Through 5.5 weeks, Memphis has been one of the most impressive teams in all of college football, and that has continued tonight.
Boy, and I said it earlier, but it's a mark of a good team where you could have some critical mistakes, but the other side of the ball comes back and helps you out, and then look at that one.
It's going to be tough to come back on this Tigers team who's been dominant in the second half.
Yep.
Well, the first half, the Memphis dominated. A 28-7 lead at the break, and the Tigers get the ball to start the second half. You'll be in the studio getting updated on what has been a wild day in college football. Enjoy it.
All right, perfect. All right. Yes, give me just a second. I'm trying to get this straightened up. All right, meet you there. Rocky, 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 Rocky.
Football fans, let's hear it one more time for Duke University of Memphis marching band team. My name is Alex Brown.
Start your spark, MLGW. Scan the QR code or go to MLGW.com for more information about here to use.
Football Primetime presented by Dr. Pepper. Well, Memphis has the longest active winning streak in all of college football. Rocky Boynton, Jay Alter with you, 3-touchdown lead. Looks like that streak is going to stay intact, and just a really impressive close to that second quarter for the Tigers.
It was, and Memphis, as good as they've played, they've made a couple mistakes there, but like any good team, the other side of the ball can help bail you out. They get 2 touchdowns in 63 seconds, and this is the first one. Chris Bracey, who's come up with a bunch of big plays this year with a huge interception, getting the ball back to the offense, and then maybe one of the most fantastic catches you're going to see possibly all year by Braham. And then Tulsa tries to up the tempo here and go back to it. And this time it's Kamari Wilson with the pick. And then Brendan Lewis just says, everybody stand back and let me, boom, pop it in the end zone for the touchdown.
So a 14-7 game with a little more than 2 minutes in the half turns into a 28-7 game. And you know, the stats don't always tell the story, but that 4 for 4 in the red zone for Memphis really does.
4 for 4 in the red zone. You know, the time of possession has also helped. But yeah, it's just getting those opportune takeaways and getting the ball back to the offense and letting them do what they do. You know, and I give Trey Lamb a lot of credit. He was trying to be aggressive. He wants to go after this team, but didn't work out for him in the first half.
And Memphis ready to receive to start this second half. So the Tigers start with the ball and a 3-touchdown lead. Now this is a Memphis team that has been unstoppable in second halves this season. They have outscored their opponents 98-20 in the second half. So if you're Tulsa, this is going to be tough sledding.
It's absolutely incredible, that kind of run in the third quarter of games. And coaches, a lot of coaches will tell you that this is the most critical quarter of the whole game, because this sets the tone for how this thing is going to finish out, and they've been powerful.
Yeah, the third quarters alone, they are outscoring opponents 40-6. They start from their own 15. That deflected at the line of scrimmage. Ty Cooper got a hand on it as Lewis released it.
Brings up second down.
And that is Brendan Lewis's first incompletion tonight, where it is not an interception. In the first half, he was 13 of 15 passing. The 2 incompletions were both picks. Flags fly pre-snap. False start against Memphis.
False start, offense, number 15, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, right on cue, Jay, as soon as we start talking about how great they are in the third quarter, batted down passing and offsides, first 2 plays. All right, settle in.
Very clean first half, only 1 penalty. That's already been matched 7 seconds into the second half. 2nd and 15. Lewis throws. The pass is caught. Bussey breaks free. Marcelo Bussey jumped up high to catch it, and then yards after the catch for Bussey turns it into a gain of near 30.
Great job by Lewis. He went right there with that pump. He wanted Braham. He wasn't there. So he comes back all the way to the opposite side of the field, gets the ball to Marcelo Bussey, who makes a great catch and a great run after.
And if you're Tulsa, you got to make that tackle instead. Gain of 29 for Marcelo Bussey. 1st and 10 from the 40. Lewis, quick hitter. Bubble screen game to Hawkins. He makes 2 men miss and flies past the 50. Another Memphis first down.
So many weapons, right? I mean, it's the 2 running backs, Sutton Smith and DeWosier. It's Brendan Lewis, you know, Bussey, Braham, Hawkins. You know, it's so many weapons for this Memphis Tiger team.
Right up the middle, DeWosier.
And Ryan Silverfield told us yesterday in the meeting, I think kind of the secret sauce to especially how well their run game plays is, you know, they don't do these non-padded practices during the season or a bunch of walkthroughs. They put shoulder pads on and go out and hit on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and sometimes on Fridays. And there's only one way to get good at the run game, and it's by going out there and physically doing it. He has his team tuned up.
Lewis checks it down. There's a flag in the backfield. As it stands, it's a gain of 4 for Duosier.
Holding. Offense. Number 61. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
There's Chris Adams. You see on the right side of your screen, just pulls the defender down. That was Jaden Burnett that pulled him down.
Well, it is wrestling night here at Memphis, and that was a bit of a takedown by the left tackle.
Well done, Jay.
I saw you throw a couple wrestling masks in the bag for your boys back in Cincinnati.
The Boyman boys are going to be fighting over those when I get home.
2nd and 16 after the holding call. Lewis escapes the pressure, turns it into positive yardage. He is so good at that.
Oh, and what a dumb penalty by Elijah Green right there.
Turns what should have been a sack into positive yardage and potentially a penalty. I didn't see a flag actually come out, Rocky.
Surprised they didn't throw the flag there. Yeah, Tulsa got away with one. There's those wrestling masks. Now, she's wearing that thing much better than you or I could have.
Well, Elijah Green was ready to make a heel turn. He's been the hero for Tulsa tonight, the bright spot. 2 interceptions tonight for Green, and got away with a push there to set up 3rd and 8. Tulsa sends 3. Lewis gets it out quickly to the tight end, Bryce Anderson. Just shy of the sticks. Needed 8, only got 7.
That was a nice tackle by Champ Lewis on that play. Hold him to a 4th down. I think this is the area of the field where certainly Memphis is going to go for this thing.
Well, they trust their short yardage run game. It's been reliable all season.
Duosier in the backfield.
Lewis decides to take it himself for the 1st down. Falling forward. Keeps the drive alive on a gain of 6.
I mean, what a unique play, right? If you're Tulsa, you're thinking they're just going to hammer this thing up the middle, but no, a little kind of swing option keeper by the quarterback. Picks up the 1st down. This Memphis offense just gives you so much to think about. You can't really dial in on one scheme or one way they're trying to run the ball. So many options.
Hand off Sutton Smith. Not much running room there. Only a gain of 3.
Sutton Smith on the rush.
After starting this drive off in the 3rd quarter with a penalty and a batted down ball, it's been ever since just moving the ball down the field for Memphis.
Lewis drops the snap, scoops it up, trying to keep the play alive, and just throws it away. That could have been a disaster for Brendan Lewis in the Memphis offense, and you'll settle for an incompletion there.
I mean, the athleticism of Lewis just absolutely bails him out, and it was a good snap. It looks like he just might have taken his eyes off it, but you know, with an athlete like that, instead of disaster, at least he's able to throw the ball away.
Yeah, you can live for 3rd and 7 here. Tenth play of the Memphis drive. Tulsa sends 5. Lewis hit as he got rid of it. It sails it incomplete. Over the head of Jaden Thompson. Lewis took a big hit there.
And he is in some discomfort right now. His right shoulder. Oh boy. It's not what you want to see right now if you're Ryan Silverfield.
And Lewis came out of the game last week against Florida Atlantic with a similar injury, missed 4 plays. Lewis making his way to the Memphis injury tent after this hit he absorbed.
And it's a free rusher looping right up the middle. Ray Coney with a great blitz. Just comes right up the pipe.
Field goal attempt from 50, off the bar and in. A doink and good from 50 for Gianni Spadek. And Memphis adds 3, but there's concern to their starting quarterback, Brendan Lewis. We'll get you an update on the other side. The Tigers up comfortably, 31-7. We welcome you back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Dr. Pepper. Memphis in the driver's seat, up big, 13-7, all part of the American Conference on ESPN. But a worrying moment on that previous possession. Starting quarterback Brendan Lewis absorbed a big hit on the final throw of that drive. We'll show it to you after this kick. We watched him the entire break. He never went into the injury tent, just trying to shake it off over on that Memphis sideline.
He took a hellacious hit. You'll see again Coney coming right up the middle, and it's not the hit. I think it's when he lands, his shoulder gets jarred right up in when that elbow lands on the ground. And you're right, there's no injury tent, and that's a great sign right there. That looks like he has good motion there, not wincing as he's throwing that ball. Good sign.
He's been described all season by this Memphis coaching staff as tough. And he is proving to be it. Over on that Memphis sideline, they looked at him for no more than 20, 30 seconds. He shoved him away, and you see him throwing the ball seemingly comfortably.
Tough kid.
As focus shifts back to the Memphis defense, trying to preserve this 24-point lead in the second half. A defense that's only allowed 20 second-half points all season long. And Tulsa yet to establish the run game. Dominic Richardson, 6 carries tonight, only 3 yards. So Francis throwing the ball. Pass is caught by Landon Lucas, his second reception of the night.
Yeah, if you're Memphis, you know, you get the bye next week. Maybe a chance for Brendan Lewis to rest up and get healthy a little bit. But right now, trying to close this game out.
Big third down here for Tulsa. If they have any prayer, you need to convert on a 3rd and 3. Francis throws it off his back foot, and it's intercepted. Samson Israel, who lost his footing but kept his eyes on the football and caught it falling backwards. It's the 3rd interception thrown by Kirk Francis tonight. And Israel, who's come in for the injured Amarion Cooper, with a great grab there.
I'll tell you what, Cortez Braham's reception he had earlier for the touchdown, the one-hander, was impressive. But I'll tell you what, this is equally impressive. Falling backwards, going to get it, and still able to bring that thing in. Another takeaway for this great Memphis defense.
Just forced their 3rd interception of the night. Tigers ball up big, and Memphis continues to take care of business. You take a look at our all-state playoff predictor, and they are very much in the driver's seat to be the group of 5 team to reach the playoff. I think the American has done enough in non-conference play. Whoever wins the American will be that group of 5 automatic berth, and right now, Memphis with 22% chance better than North Texas at the top of the American.
Yeah, just some good wins at the American Conference those top teams have. You know, Tulane with a win over Northwestern and Duke, and Memphis, of course, with the big win over Arkansas. North Texas had the big win over Washington State, so all those teams in the mix.
6 Power 4 wins in non-conference play for the American to really establish themselves as the premier conference in the group of 5. Now, Memphis, obviously, one of those 6 wins with their win here against Arkansas. It's good to see Brendan Lewis back into the game after he took that hard hit on the previous possession.
Yeah, I don't know how many more hits I'd be letting Brandon Lewis take the rest of this game, if at all possible.
Well, this one seems very much in hand. A 24-point lead with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lewis throws right on the money. Can't do it any better. Marcelo Bussey, a great catch. And Memphis in business again.
And he had some great time. Their offensive line blocked it up well. You know, they only chose to rush 4 there and just allowed time for Bussey to get open. You know, and Tim Cramsey told us this week just how far Brendan Lewis is coming. You know, early in his career when he was at Colorado Nevada, he was kind of one of those first read and run kind of guys. First read wasn't there, he's just tucking and running, doing such a better job going through the whole progression.
Reverse, it's C.J. Smith. First time he has touched the ball in a Memphis uniform. 4-star ESPN 300 wide receiver coming out of high school. One of the top wide receivers in his class. Originally went to Georgia, then Purdue, now here at Memphis. And you know, offensive coordinator Tim Cramsey, who you just mentioned, said we got to get number 1 the ball this week. So they try something there to no avail.
Yeah, he said that just so far the ball hasn't found him. He's been involved. He's been the first read in the progression. It just hasn't found him. He said that we want to just force a ball to him, which they did right there, try to get him going. Because as you mentioned, he's such a great athlete.
Trying to establish another weapon in an already loaded Memphis offense. Tulsa's defense delivers there. Joe Yelly, the redshirt junior defensive tackle. Nice play here.
He was trying to go to Brady Clues, who got absolutely held. You can see in the corner of your screen there, big time pass interference. Allowed just enough time for a loss of 13.
3rd and long for the Tigers.
So 3rd down, and Memphis has to get all the way to Beale Street to keep this drive alive. 23. They keep it on the ground. Sutton Smith swallowed up. You're in no man's land here, Rocky. You're outside of field goal range, but you're 4th and 21.
I think they're going to bring their punter on here.
It's the first time Memphis has to use their punter tonight, and it's the true freshman from Melbourne, Australia, from the reliable Pro Kick Australia stable. They have produced more than 300 punters to U.S. colleges.
Pipeline.
Pinned inside the 10. Tulsa trailing by 24 with the ball when we come back. For 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you, Allstate. So Memphis in control, 31-7. Tulsa with the ball, trailing by 24. Feels like a now or never possession for Tulsa, and they get a big play to ignite the drive. Dominic Richardson, been waiting for that all night. A gain of 16.
And Tulsa on the year, 168 rush yards per game, just 14 before that scamper of 16 yards by Richardson.
They go right back to Richardson, why not? And on back-to-back plays, Richardson has more rush yards than Tulsa had the entire game before that possession. And another first down.
Yeah, this is what they wanted to have happen from the start of this game. They want him to touch the ball 20-plus times, finally getting it going.
That time, Richardson tangled up on his third straight carry, only a gain of 2. Now Richardson, before this drive, 6 carries, 3 yards. He's got 3 carries for 30 yards on this drive. Going to the air, Francis airing it out. And that's defensive pass interference. Israel, who had the interception earlier, draped all over Grayson Tempest there.
And Tempest had 2 big catches last week for 84 yards. They try to go up top to him there over Israel.
There is no foul on the play for pass interference. 3rd down.
Wow. At first glance there, seeing it live, I thought it was certainly pass interference. Ball's a little bit underthrown. He goes right into the chest. I mean, and you could make the argument, he's pulling down on his hands. He does not make an attempt to look back for the ball at all. I think Memphis got a break there.
Instead of a 1st and 10, it's a 3rd and 8. Francis sits in the pocket. Ball deflected to the line of scrimmage. Taylor Burton, the Memphis native, went up and got it.
Great job, a little line stunt there. Burton, good job just getting that left hand up. He's fired up.
So after they establish the run game with Richardson, they try and throw the ball to no avail and forced to punt it away again. It's a fake. Angus Davies takes off, needing 8. Did not come close, and that's a turnover on downs. Trey Lamb tried the trickery with the fake punt, and Memphis was not fooled. So the Tigers take over a great field position, already up 31-7.
He's talking to the referee. He wants to know why that wasn't a pass interference call, and I agree with him.
Next Saturday on ABC, a loaded college football slate begins noon Eastern time. Alabama, who got a huge win today against Vanderbilt, they are at Missouri. And then the Red River rivalry, Oklahoma and Texas. Longhorns trying to shake off a loss to Florida earlier today against their rivals, Oklahoma. Memphis trying to cash in on a short field again. Jamari Hawkins the catch there. And a gain of 12 for a Memphis first down.
Good for Memphis Tigers. First down.
Well, Tulsa has made it easier on this Memphis offense with all the short fields they've given them tonight.
That's an excellent point. It's really just one time Memphis has had to drive virtually the length of the field. Other than that, it's been a lot of short fields.
Scored 2 touchdowns in 63 seconds at the end of the first half to capitalize on short fields following interceptions. This time a turnover on downs after a failed fake punt. This is the 3rd drive where Memphis has started in Tulsa territory, and for a team that's so good in the red zone, I mean, one of the best in college football. They've had 23 red zone trips, and 20 of them have resulted in touchdowns.
It's amazing. Yeah, you always help yourself out when you don't have to drive the length of the field and the red zone. You're very close to it as they've been multiple times here tonight.
2nd and 8. Lewis throws, passes caught by Braham. Shoved out of bounds right at the 10-yard line. Devin Robinson made the tackle, and it's another Memphis first down.
Braham thought that should have been a penalty.
Silverfield agrees.
Does too. Yeah, that was a little. He was out of bounds here when he gave a little extra shove and throw to Braham here. Silverfield says, "No, you missed one."
Unhappy with that call, but very happy with this red zone production. 23 for 23 on the year, 20 of those being touchdowns. They go to the ground, running right up the middle. Duosier pushing the pile for a gain of 5.
And here's what Ryan Silverfield was so upset about. Here's at the end, look, just clearly out of bounds and just got a little extra throw there. Braham was making a case, Silverfield was making a case. Wasn't called.
Second and goal. Duosier plowing forward, gets down to the 2-yard line.
Memphis now just, resigned to just keep chewing clock up and keep pounding that run.
Duosier stays in on the right hip of Lewis. Lewis running left, flips it to Duosier. Touchdown, Memphis. Brendan Lewis makes the right decision again on a cheeky flip to Duosier, and the Tigers are rolling.
Yeah, great play call there. You isolate the defensive end, and instead of blocking him, you just option him with the underhand pitch. Coming right there, put him in conflict, and Duosier does the rest.
This game was 14-7.
Wow.
And since then, Memphis 24 unanswered in about 15 minutes of game clock.
Against Hudson Ball, the defensive end, who's a really good player, but the play call just optioned right off him, and another very unique running play out of Memphis. And you're right, Jay, this game seemingly not that long ago was a little bit of a dogfight, but Memphis has just absolutely poured it on.
400 yards of total offense tonight. That now makes it 9 straight games where the Tigers offense has produced 400 or more yards. Memphis compiling some really impressive streaks during this run, including tonight. They're well over 20 points, so that makes it 46 straight games where they've scored 20 or more. That is so hard to do, and they make it look easy every Saturday.
Well, let's face it. I mean, the day and age of, you had a committee who's ultimately deciding who goes to the playoffs, so, stats matter. They just absolutely do. And if a committee member happens to put a lot of weight on points scored, Memphis is going to make sure they take care of it.
Ryan Silverfield, who's been at Memphis since 2016, the head coach since the 2019 Cotton Bowl. This has been his best coaching job. 72 new players, and they have not skipped a beat. They have reloaded, and they are one of the best watches in all of college football this season.
If you had come to me before the season started or any season and said, Rocky, there's a team out there that's going to have 72 new players, how are they going to do? I'd say they didn't stand a chance. I mean, 72 players, including the quarterback. That's the one thing. That's usually you have to get that position back and have some experience in the system. But Brendan Lewis comes in fresh from another team. along with 71 other guys, and he makes it work. It just shows you how great of a coach he is. And his name is already being brought up a lot for some other jobs possibly down the road.
Well, you know his phone's going to ring. That's what happens when you bring so much sustained success to a program. But he has been loyal to Memphis since 2016.
Yeah.
He's told us he's had many opportunities to leave throughout the years, and you don't necessarily need to rush out the door when you got it this good.
Well, it's a great program. Memphis loves and invests in the sport of football, and that's what a guy like Ryan Silverfield wants.
Pass interference here right at the end of the third quarter. Micah Tease tangled up with Jaden Dennis.
Pass interference, defense, number 29. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll be first down. That's the end of the third quarter.
So that finishes the third quarter. That might have been the only negative play in the third quarter for a Memphis team that has been dominant here at home.
Yeah, looks like Jaden Dennis gets a little tied up here, but none the matter here. It's all Memphis here at the Liberty Bowl.
Memphis through three quarters, complete domination here at home, a 38-7 lead as we start the fourth quarter. The Tigers just 15 minutes away from becoming this season's first team to reach bowl eligibility. Now they haven't had a bye week yet. That comes next week, and well on their way to a 6-0 start. It'll be the 12th straight year that Memphis has won 6 or more games and become bowl eligible.
consistent. And what's one of the common denominators? Ryan Silverfield.
Yeah, been a part of that since 2016 as an assistant for Mike Norvell and the head coach since the 2019 Cotton Bowl. You think of the other programs who have sustained success and reached 6 or more wins each season since 2014. Only 6 other programs have done it, and it's an impressive list. Georgia, Clemson, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ohio State, Iowa, and Memphis.
That's pretty good company right there.
Now, those are the programs that have sustained success in the college football era since 2014, being bowl eligible every year. The defense swarming again. Now, we've talked a lot tonight about Brendan Lewis and this Memphis offense, but how about the Tigers defense?
Yeah, they've been incredible. They've been in the backfield. That's their 7th tackle for loss on the night.
And it's another 3rd and long for Tulsa. Feels like the Golden Hurricane offense has lived in 3rd and long tonight, just 2 of 10 against a Memphis defense that has delivered. They forced 3 interceptions tonight. Setting up the screen game to Booker. Got some positive yardage here, so you'll probably go for it on 4th down. What do you got to lose trailing by 31?
That was a great job of just recognition by Memphis's defense right there. They sniffed out that screen. They knew it was coming. They were ready for it.
A 4th and 8. Needing to get to the 35-yard line to keep this drive alive. And a flag flies.
False start. Offense. Number 77. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
A 4th and 8 becomes 4th and 13, and Tulsa now forced to punt it away.
Yeah, you're getting ready to go for it.
No, what's funny is that's the first penalty against Trey Lamb's team tonight, so the penalties have not been a problem. The offensive execution has, and they failed to stop the Memphis offense all night long. Jaden Thompson lets this fly over his head and down to the 10-yard line. Well, Brendan Lewis, a career high, 3 passing touchdowns. Memphis up 31. to a 6-0 start. And we were talking to the break, Rocky. Were we going to see Brendan Lewis up 31 here in the fourth quarter? And yes, Memphis leaving their starting quarterback in. He's already got a career-high 3 passing touchdowns, 257 yards. He also leads the team in rushing tonight with 67 yards.
Can't imagine we're going to see much more rushing from him tonight.
Throwing on first down, and that's dropped by Jaden Thompson. And the reason you take Lewis out is you keep him healthy headed into the bye week, but also you get some reps for Arrington Maiden, who's been forced into action the last 2 weeks, both against Arkansas and FAU, and Lewis went out with some shoulder trouble.
And Ryan Silverfield told us again yesterday, I mean, this was a quarterback competition in the offseason between Lewis and Maiden, and Lewis just kind of narrowly beat him out. So he likes Arrington Maiden. I'd like to see him get some reps myself.
Sutton Smith running hard up the middle. Gain of 7.
I guess especially again considering last week against FAU, Brendan Lewis had to come out of the game for a couple plays for a shoulder, and then he did earlier today in this game.
I think this is his final drive no matter what happens.
I think so too.
Third and 3 at a comfortable 31-point lead for the home team Tigers. Keep it on the ground. Smith, punishing run, needed 3, got 4. Moves the sticks.
And you got to be able, as a football team, you got to be able to just put games away. And Memphis can certainly do that with their run game. As I mentioned, coming before the game in the open, they're the 11th leading rushing team in the country, averaging 247 a game coming into this one.
Yeah, they've only got 154,
right.
Been a lot more effective in the passing game tonight. Lewis slings it to the far side. That's Caldwell, his first catch of the night.
Always good to get some other guys involved. I think Lewis has done a great job with that tonight of involving a lot of player makers. We've seen Hawkins, we've seen Bussey, Braham, a little bit of C.J. Smith, and now Caldwell. 8 different receivers, Jay, have touched the ball tonight.
And they've dominated the time of possession, more than double Tulsa tonight. That's why it's so difficult if you fall down against Memphis to come back against this Tigers team. Wow. Great catch. Sutton Smith tipped it to himself. There's a flag down in the secondary. Gain of 6 as it stands before the penalty.
He brought a blitz right up the pipe on Lewis, flushed him out, and he does what he often does.
For offensive pass interference. His first touch behind the neutral zone.
Well, the officials are still discussing something at the 35-yard line.
Let's see what they're looking at here.
Correction. Pass interference. Offense. Number 87. Penalties half the distance to goal. Replay second down.
Yeah, I think it was Bryce Anderson, if I just saw push the defender behind before that ball was caught.
Well, the point I was making before the penalty is it's so difficult to come back against Memphis if you're trailing because they run the ball so effectively. They kill the clock. They don't really make mistakes, nothing self-inflicted.
The previous play is under further review.
Ryan Silverfield is as confused as all of us. This play's going under review.
But back to your point, Jay, I mean, last year Memphis was third in the country in time of possessions. I mean, they just lean on you, especially late in games, that rushing attack.
So what they're reviewing is if the ball was caught behind the line of scrimmage, because if so, it negates any offensive pass interference.
Okay.
That's the rule. So it matters.
And it was close because he bobbles it, and does he maintain possession either before or beyond the line? Yeah, I think he's in front of the line. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, he's
the line of scrimmage was 24. Yeah.
He touches it at the 23,
Right.
but he catches it at the 25 or 26, so that ultimately is the right call for offensive pass interference, and it's 87 who's in front of Sutton Smith there, who commits the offensive pass interference. Yeah, that's the right call.
Okay. Okay, yeah, there's a penalty right, about the 30-yard line.
So this,
he gets possession on the 24.
and Anderson, he's right at the 30, right there, making the contact. So this will be offensive pass interference. It'll be 2nd and 19 for Memphis. A Tigers team that have dominated their opponents in the second half this season. As we get the official call here.
After review, the ball was first touched behind the neutral zone. There is no foul for offensive pass interference. It will be 3rd and 1 at the 30-yard line.
So that's interesting, that first touch instead of completed.
I'm wondering if Ryan Silverfield is trying to get some clarification here. All right, so they're going by when he's first touching the ball.
Not when he's caught the ball, when it's first touch. So after all that, instead of 2nd and 19, it's 3rd and 1. Lewis goes under center. First down, Memphis. The run game delivers again. It's the first carry of the night for Frank Peasant, and he takes it for 7 and a Memphis first down.
That's the thing, we've talked a lot about Sutton Smith and Greg DeWosier, and for good reason, but I mean, Memphis has like 2 or 3 other running backs that can do some damage as well. Now we're seeing a little bit of Peasant.
Memphis has absolutely dominated their opponents of the second half this season, now outscoring their opposition 108-20. They continue to bleed the clock here. Peasant, no running room, had to jump over his own lineman just for a loss of 1. Now, this is all about killing clock if you're the Tigers. Getting into the bye week healthy, and at 6-0, the first team in all of college football to become bowl eligible, although they've got their sights set much higher. This is a team that, as we sit here today in week 6, is the leader in the clubhouse to be the college football playoff team out of the group of 5.
And I think they have all the elements that you want to have for a team to come out of this conference. Dominant line of scrimmage, dominant run game, can control the clock, and a very capable quarterback.
Who has stayed in this game despite a 31-point lead midway through the 4th quarter. So we've showed you some ESPN analytics for chances to make the playoff. This is a % chance of going undefeated, to reach the college football playoff at least undefeated. Miami, who's taking care of Florida State right now over on ABC, number 1, but Memphis number 4 in the entire nation. 3rd and 11. Lewis, probably the last pass he throws tonight, going deep downfield, and it falls incomplete. Tried to go to Brady Cluse deep down the sideline. Champ Lewis.
It's a well-thrown ball. I just think it was good coverage. This Memphis crowd wants a little pass interference.
And they're not going to get it.
I'm fine with a no call there.
But they do have a 31-point lead. Lachlan Kerrigan on for the 2nd time tonight. Told you earlier he's one of the latest out of Pro Kick Australia, a program that's produced more than 300 punters to U.S. colleges. One of the punting coaches in Australia, familiar name to Memphis fans, Tom Hornsey, who won the Ray Guy for the Tigers in 2013. Back down under, producing the next generation of punters like Lachlan Kerrigan. We'll step aside. Memphis, a 31-point lead.
Tiger fans, welcome back to the field of your Memphis Hawks Squad and Ambush Crew.
ESPN College Football is presented by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Hey, there's Jerry the King Lawler. It's wrestling night, and Memphis brings out the WWE Hall of Famer, inducted in 2007. Having some fun down on the field, and it has been lots of fun for Memphis tonight. Wrestling fans here loving it, and a 38-7 lead for a Tigers team that's 8 minutes and 33 seconds away from becoming the first 6-0 team in all of college football. Both of these teams head into a bye week in 2 different directions. And Memphis rolling. They probably just want to keep the games coming. Tulsa, they've got a lot to figure out. You know, this is a Tulsa team that went back to Kirk Francis, who started the first 2 games of this season at quarterback, but missed the last 3 for the freshman Baylor Hayes. And you know, first-year head coach Trey Lamb said, we don't want to keep going back and forth. It's been too drawn out, this quarterback competition. You want to go with a guy. And
yeah, and unfortunately, I don't know if Kirk Francis has done enough tonight to prove that he's the guy moving forward. It still might be up in the air.
You know, the one thing Baylor Hayes has going for him is he's got that win against Oklahoma State, which is the high water mark for Tulsa so far this season.
He's got that, and he's just got a little bit more running ability with, you know, an offense that's still trying to find itself a little bit. a guy that can run around a little bit can, you know, maybe make you a play.
Yeah, I mean, Memphis, we've talked about it all night. They've got their eyes set on an American Conference title, college football playoff. Trey Lamb told us yesterday, if we can get to 6 wins, that's a home run. Getting bowl eligible, which even with the loss tonight, you fall to 2 and 4, you still have a possibility to rattle off some wins here down the second half of your season, but you need to figure out your quarterback play.
And there's a shot at Baylor Hayes,
and you're going to need to win 2 out of those next 3 to have a chance at a bowl game.
Yep. And Temple all of a sudden playing very well. Had a great win here today.
It beat UTSA, another first-year head coach in the American. Casey Keeler doing a great job in Philly.
Wow.
Ball popped out. And this is what Memphis does. Even up 31 points. We saw it last week against Florida Atlantic. They are relentless. And they've got the football. A 4th turnover tonight for this Memphis defense. Cruz Law punched it free. Take another look.
And you got Allen just trying to make a play here, and what a great job of just staying with it and punching it out with that left hand. This Memphis crowd's loving it.
Jaden Flaker, who recovered the fumble last week against Florida Atlantic, gets another one for Memphis.
And here he is. They're going to bring out Arrington Maiden. Coach talk about a guy with elite arm talent, also has that same escapability as Brendan Lewis.
The freshman who's now appeared in 3 straight games, quarterback keeper, right on cue, looking like Brendan Lewis on that run. His first play all season that he came in for, he gets a first down against Arkansas to seal the win. That'll make you a fan favorite.
And you can see the speed right there. It was just a read option on Byron Turner, the defensive end. He got sucked down a little bit too far inside, and that was all Maiden needed.
Good opportunity for the freshman from College Station, Texas. Grew up in the shadows of Kyle Field. How can you not want to grow up and play college football? And when they brought Brendan Lewis in, it was very much a competition between these two, and Maiden has accepted his role in support of Lewis and getting an opportunity here with the game in hand and under 6 minutes to go.
It's always a luxury for teams when you do end up way up on a team to be able to get some other guys in. I mean, depth is always an issue if you're trying to go on a college football playoff run like Memphis is.
Maiden keeps it himself, turns the corner, steps on the gas, just got tripped up. Touchdown saving tackle. Instead, it's a gain of 18 for Arrington Maiden.
He is electric. I mean, he's got legit speed to the outside. I mean, just flat out running people.
Back into the red zone for Memphis, where they are still perfect on the season. Play has been blown dead for an injured Tulsa player.
Timeout, Tulsa. There was a defensive injury after the ball was spotted. By rule, Tulsa will be charged their first timeout of the second half.
Kai Johnson pops up for Tulsa. Thumbs up. Now there's our random fan. My guy Phil Glass, we told you about him earlier in the first half. The ultimate Tiger. Been wearing a variation of that costume since October 2015. He wore a mask against Ole Miss. They won. he's superstitious, and he's just added to it throughout the decade. And he's had to enjoy this performance by his team, Memphis. Keep it on the ground. Peasant! How about that? Frank Peasant, the truck stick, and a touchdown. And Memphis continues to pour it on.
Well, we told you, a whole stable of running backs, and now it's Frank Peasant's time, and he's doing significant damage. A little left arm kind of stick, plowing through people, lowering the shoulder, relentless into the end zone.
He just ran over Buda Garrett and Zach Williams. If you're Memphis, can you have any more momentum headed into a bye week? This has been a clinic by a Tigers team that's less than 5 minutes away from a 6-0 start to their season. Ryan Silverfield's been coaching ball for a long time. It started as a student assistant. He hung up the cleats of the jersey, started coaching at Hamden Sydney as a student assistant and a grad assistant, and then worked his way into the NFL. He was with the Minnesota Vikings for his longest stint, also with the Lions, and then part of Mike Norvell's staff in 2016. It took over when Norvell went to Florida State. And when you look around college football, it is so hard to find consistency. In this NIL crazy transfer portal world, it's hard to sustain success at the same program, and that is exactly what Ryan Silverfield has done here at Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, that's 25 years of coaching ball, and we mentioned it earlier, but it's an even tougher task these days with the transfer portal, and Memphis brings in 72 new guys. That's hard to do. 72 new guys. And figure out, A, if they're right for your program, and then B, how to bring them together and have good culture. And a lot of that credit goes to Ryan Silverfield.
You know, his phone is going to continue to ring off the hook. The one thing he told us yesterday when we brought it up was, I've had dozens of opportunities to leave Memphis over the years, both as an assistant and as a head coach. And it's tough to leave a really good thing. And he's got a really good thing with a fan base that loves football and loves winning.
Well, and he has everything there in Memphis. He's got a fan base that loves it. He's got a university and a president that supports it. They got the money, the finances that it takes to sustain a team here. And if he would happen to take another job, it's going to be a very similar situation, a place, a university that loves football and commits to football.
And we were down on the field with Silverfield before the game, and he's so excited about what this is going to look like a year from now. And I think comments like that shows you that he's not running out the door here. I mean, he helped build the plans for this stadium design at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, and
yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
He said it's going to be just iconic. They're going to have a video board that runs throughout the whole thing. One of the biggest in all of college football, some suites. And more than anything, as long as he's on that sideline, you're going to have a team that wins. I mean,
and Jay, you're talking about a guy that is fully committed. I mean, told us last week, you know, during the season, there's no alcohol, no sugar, no social media. I mean, he is 100% dialed in on being a great coach, committed to this program.
Hey, and this college football season has been unlike any other for Silverfield because he's got 2 7-month-old twin girls. He hasn't had to deal with being a dad and a college football coach, and he's clearly handling both of those big responsibilities really well. Francis almost lost the ball there with a fumble.
He's got the 2 dogs, right? The 2 pit bulls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gets to bring them to the office. He goes, probably not many places where my pit bulls can hang out in the office.
There's a look
upcoming schedule for Memphis. They go into the bye week, and then the 2 big games are both here at home, South Florida and Tulane.
Yeah, and how great is that 2 of your tougher opponents are right here at home, where this Memphis crowd absolutely loves and is behind this football team.
And they continue to shut out Tulsa in this second half. They have poured it on the Golden Hurricane tonight as we go to the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout.
Well, Memphis has outscored their opponents 115-20 in second halves this season. 2 minutes before they go 6-0, and we're losing our shirts in Memphis. AT&T keeps us connected with today's best moment, and this one, no contest. Cortez Braham snared it out of the sky for the touchdown. Wow.
I mean, just an incredible feat of athleticism, the height, the jump, the arm coming across and just snatching that thing out of the air. We're going to be seeing that play on highlight reels all weekend on ESPN.
Memphis continues their second half success. Last week in South Florida against FAU, they scored 31 points in the fourth quarter, the most in 75 years. Another big hit there, although ruled incomplete. Tylon Nash lays the lumber there.
Now, Jay is a defensive guy. These are the ones you just dream about. That is a textbook, perfect tackle. Just absolutely laying the wood down.
And the second half shutout is intact for Memphis as Tulsa's forced to punt it away again. And the Tigers can just kill the rest of this clock. And when we asked defensive coordinator Jordan Hankins, what do you attribute all the second half success to? He goes, well, I wish we'd start that way, and they did tonight. This has been a complete game defensively for Memphis. Monday Night Football. It is the Chiefs and the Jaguars. 8 p.m. on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, or the all-new ESPN app. Peyton and Eli over on ESPN2. Coverage kicks with Monday Night Countdown in Jacksonville at 6 Eastern Time. Patrick Mahomes, the fastest player to reach 250 career passing touchdowns in NFL history. Did it in just 116 games.
Crazy.
And you played with one of the all-time greats, Peyton Manning, who we just told you about the Manning cast. Mahomes has already kind of entered that Manning-Brady company.
Yeah, he's right there and still playing, still young for a quarterback these days.
How about this from Ryan Silverfield and Memphis? They're just going to take knees and send Tulsa back to Oklahoma. No need to run up the score more with this game in hand. And Memphis will head into the bye week 6-0, the first team in all the college football to become bowl eligible. It's squarely in the driver's seat as we start the second half of the college football season as the most likely group of 5 team to end up in the college football playoff. And tomorrow afternoon, the WNBA championship continues, 3 p.m. on ABC. WNBA countdown tips our coverage at 2 between Phoenix and Vegas. All right, so Memphis is going to win this game 45-7. We've talked a lot about some great Tiger streaks they've got, including the longest active win streak in all of college football at the FBS level. But this will be the first game Memphis has failed to get 200 yards. And the kneel downs aren't helping. They had 198 before the kneel downs. But with that one, Memphis improves to 6-0, the first team in all of college football to become bowl eligible, and Ryan Silverfield's team has their eyes set on an American Conference title and a college football playoff appearance.
And what a great feeling. You go to 5-0, some dominant wins, 6 wins now actually, and now you head into the bye week. Get to tune some things up, get some guys healthy. It's a great place to be for Memphis and Ryan Silverfield.
10 straight wins going back to last season. Longest active streak at the FBS level. And they left no doubt tonight. A 45-7 thrashing of Tulsa here at home. For Rocky Boyman, our crew behind the scenes, I'm Jay Alter saying so long from Memphis. The Tigers win big, 45-7.